everyone, Brandy here with Be Eclectic Art Studio. I am here today to show you how to make these flowers. There are lots of versions of these all over the internet. Everybody has their style, everybody has the products they like best to use. And in the end, everyone's flowers look different and they're all beautiful in their own way. This is just how I make it. This is the way I found that works best for me. So let me show you how I've made these. I have posted a picture of these on Instagram, on my blog, no, not my blog, sorry, Facebook, Pinterest. I have them posted several places and I've gotten a lot of good feedback on these. People want to know how I made my flowers. So I'm going to show you how I make mine. Push these out the way. For the base, all you need is pages out of your yellow pages that come, if you're still getting them at your house, or if you have them and you're not using them, they're still coming to my house. We don't use them here, so I could throw them in the recycling bin, which I do, or lately I've been pulling them out of the recycling bin and tearing the pages out to make these flowers. I like the white sections best. My favorite section is the white, only because it takes the color brighter. You get true blue, whereas if you mix the blue on the yellow, you'll get a little bit of a green tint to it. So it's just going to be what you like and how it works best for you. Now I do use a mixture of homemade ink sprays and ink sprays that I've bought. I've bought these. I've bought little bottles like this, and then I also have my homemade spray inks, and these I do with alcohol. I like doing this particular project best with the alcohol because now these give me a bright covering, but for me I think it's too much, and I'll show you an example of that in a minute. These give me more of a tint, but it dries quicker. These take a little bit longer to dry out. If I'm in a rush, I have to heat these with the heat gun or the blow dryer. These, within a few 30 seconds to a minute the most, the pages are dry. But I'm going to show you the difference in the yellow, when you spray the yellow page over the white page. Put these out the way. And spray what side. I got hot glue sticking my paper together. For this side, I wouldn't pick this side to spray because of the yellow boxes. Personally, I'd flip it over so I have more white. So when I spray the purple on the white and the yellow, can you see how I do get a purple look to this, but it's got that yellow competing and showing through with it. Whereas this one, I get a much truer purple color on my page. So that's why I like this best, but I will use the yellow pages. It's all about just using what you have. We'll put these aside to dry. I have some pages already ready to go to clean my area. Excuse me for 1 minute. Okay, flip that over, let it dry. So here you can see, oh, hold on, I'm sorry, it needs to focus in. There we go. So here you can see I did a purple on this page. Now I did this particular purple, and it's very, very dark. If you're going for a grungy flower, it's great. It looks wonderful. But if you want more pastel, I would recommend doing the alcohol ink. Back to this page, where you have more of a pastel look. So those are the differences when you're picking your sprays you want to use. play with a few pages and see if you like the way that it looks with the particular sprays that you have on hand. Now, I will also tell you, don't get upset if things start to mix together. I had some purple touch onto this one that I sprayed yellow. That's fine. I like that. When I go to punch my flowers out, that's going to give a really cool effect to the flowers. I like that. Also, don't need to strictly stick with yellow pages. Here was a scrap piece of paper I had that I throw in my spray box, and I throw all my paper in there and I spray on top of it, and whatever comes out at the end I'll cut it up and use it. So here was a piece of paper I had from the cop that we printed out, and I will cut this up and I will use this as part of flower petals as well, because it has some really cool effects and colors going on in this piece. Now, to cut your flowers out, I use my Sizzix machine. Let me show you what I have. I use my Sizzix machine, and I use the flower. Let me see. It is the flower layer number 3 die that I use. You can easily cut your flower petal shapes out. You can use a template and cut them out. If you have flower punches, do a flower punch and cut it out. I just happen to have this, and it gets a lot done in one shot for me. So when I make as many as I make, it's easiest for me. The easiest tip I found to cut this is I lay it on here. Grab my scissors, excuse me. I just hold it. I cut right along the block, all the way out. It's already on there. Lay it on my machine. Give it a roll through. And then I have a bunch of petals ready to go. And the other reason I like this is because it gives me 2 sizes of one style, and it gives me 1 size of a different style. And I will intermix the petals. Sometimes I use all the same sizes. Sometimes I use different sizes but the same style. Sometimes I will mix them and use them all together. It just depends on what you feel like when you're creating, how you feel like mixing it all up. Let me get my extra ones I made earlier and put them over here. Now, another tip I have for you is decide whether you're going to use hot glue or some kind of PVA, tacky glue, something like that. I find that the hot glue and my tacky glue give me 2 different finishes in the flowers. The hot glue makes my flowers, let me show you, more flat. They come out a little bit more flat, not so cupped and centered in the center. This one here, where it sticks up a little bit higher, let me see if I can show the difference. One sticks lower, this one sticks up a little bit higher. That's what the tacky glue does for me. So do I want more of a flatter flower, or do I want more of a dimensional flower? Is going to determine which glue I use. So for right now, let's see. We'll start with this one. I pick one flower. I'm going to do just this size. It's easiest to see. I take one color that I want. Now you can make your flower all one color. You can mix the colors and have a multiple layer, multiple colored flower. Take my first petal and I just lay it down. That's going to be your base. Let me see if I can come a little closer. That's going to be your base of your flower. Everything's going to build off of this. Then you're going to, from here on out, all of your petals, you're going to grab the same flower or mix, whatever you want. It's all going to come, it's the same technique, just different flowers in the end. So you're going to take your flower and fold it in half. And if your petals match up or not, it doesn't matter. So I'll fold it in half. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. And I'm only pinching the center at the bottom of it. I'm not pinching up at this part, only at the bottom. Let's take hot glue this time. I'm going to put a little dab of hot glue and then come around my flower and press it down. And hold it for a second. Now if it starts to come up, it's fine because you're going to build off of this. So then I'm going to take my next flower, again, fold it in half, fold it in half again, a little bit of hot glue, and you're going to lay it right next to the previous petal that you laid down. And again, and you're going to continue to do this, and this is going to be your first level of petals. So I have one for the base. My next level is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll do one more that will make 5 petals for the base, or for the next layer. Now I'm working off of a one of those Ranger mats that is non-stick. I definitely recommend this to go ahead and build your flower off of a mat like this, or any kind of non-stick surface. That way you don't have to worry about gluing it down, unless you glue it to a piece of paper and then you could cut it out at the end. But this way, once I can just keep sticking it, and when it's all cooled, I can just peel it up from the mat. So then my next level, I'm going to fold it in half and half again. Now for this one, where the purple and the orange meet, it's a brick layer. I'm going to lay this right in the center where that purple and orange meet. And for my next one, I'm going to lay it in the center where the green and the orange here meet. Another one, so this will be 4. So the first base petal, then your next layer is 5 petals. Then this third layer is going to be 4 petals. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll do one more. Get these strings out. Push that down. Like this. Now I do one more layer, and that's going to be three petals. So do this one, fold it in half again. Oh, out of focus. Sorry about that. Nothing to focus. There we go. Oh. Okay. So again, where the blue and the purple meet right in the center, I'm going to do my next row. Another layer, like you would layer bricks. here. And one more. Here. Now, if you choose to keep going, if you see something you don't like and you want to add another petal, like honestly right now I'm seeing a gap right here I'm not liking, so I'm going to go ahead and stick another petal in. It's okay, it's a flower. Flowers in nature all have their odd petals and nothing is absolutely perfect. Make it until you like the end result and the way that it looks. Now for this, because this is hot glue, now I'm going to pop a little glue again. Because it's hot glue, it's going to go dry really quick. So I can go ahead and put my centerpiece on now. If I was doing the PVA glue, the tacky glue, something like that, I would let it set a little bit before I'd put my center on. For me, what I choose to do for the centers, I do a mixture of, I might pick some rhinestones. I have different color rhinestones. Maybe some buttons. Let's see. And I found these the other day at the store at Hobby Lobby. These were on sale. And I said, oh, the first thing I thought about when I saw these was the center of these flowers. And they're for flip-flops, to decorate the flip-flops with. But I love the sparkle in them. So, let's see. Now you see, I am all about the bling. I love that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of hot glue. Put it in the center. And there is a flower completed. Now, if you can tell how very flat this sits, that is what happens when I use the hot glue. It's a very flat looking flower, and sometimes that is the look I am going for, so it's fine. Sometimes I want it to sit higher up, and when I do want that look, that's when I go for the tacky glue. So I hope you liked this video. I hope you see that it's really easy to make. You can make it at home. Use what you have. Also, you don't even have to color the pages. You can leave them just the way that they are. Leave them yellow, leave them white. Think about the newspaper in the, I'm sorry, I keep saying I'm going to get better with that, I promise. In the comic book section, where the comics are, those are full of color. Where sometimes they have pictures of events that are going on or advertisements in the newspaper. Those are full of color. Cut those out. Cut any petals shape you want it to be. It doesn't have to be from a die. It doesn't have to be from a punch if you don't have those things. Have fun cutting them and then just stacking them and gluing them together. And then you have fun with your centers. They don't have to be beads or buttons. You can leave it the way that it is. You can put another smaller flower in the center. Use your imagination. This is just a quick and easy way to throw a flower together. If you want it colorful, if you want it all one color, have fun with it. I hope you liked it. I plan on making more videos. Again, this is only my second one. I have still a lot to learn, a lot to discover on what to do better, and I am working all of that out, I promise. Bear with me. Thank you. Have a good day and keep creating.